Recently, Brown Bear visited Tom Human of Human Farms Incorporated just outside Tipton, Missouri to discuss their composting drying operation and its benefits of sterilization and reuse of bedding material. Human Farms raise turkeys from chicks to finished slaughter-ready birds.
My name is Thomas W. Human. Our family raises turkeys. We've been, this particular farm's been raising turkeys since 1965. We've raised for several integrators. We owned turkeys and sold to Lewis Rich, made cold cuts, and then now we're raising for another company, but Butterball. With raising, what we're raising now is big toms. You got a lot of manure because they're a big animal. Eventually, I don't know if they're going to get that way, but they're wanting to get them up to 45 to 50 pounds. That's what they're building the coops for. So that's a big bird. Well, with a big bird, you got a lot of manure coming out the back end. We're at central Missouri here is pretty thick in poultry. We've got probably 50-some million broilers and probably, I don't know, 25, 30 million turkeys somewhere in there within an hour and a half driving range. So there's a lot of manure. With phosphorus level and everything going on this year, everybody's worried about with animal waste and human waste. We had to do something different. We thought of composting.
Utilizing in-coop composting, the humans operate a closed-loop system with their manure and bedding. Some finished compost is sold to various consumers, while most is reused as bedding, which eliminates hauling and spreading costs, and reduces troublesome land application of nitrogen and phosphorus, and will also alleviate future federal EPA CAFO requirements coming in the spring of 2002. New regulations for poultry producers include inclusion under CAFO regulations beginning at 55,000 turkey, and 100,000 laying hens or broilers, or 30,000 laying hens or broilers using liquid manure handling. Nutrient application based on phosphorus instead of nitrogen rates. Farmers will be responsible for costly soil and manure testing for nutrient content, and will have to certify land application in terms of machine calibration, location, and nutrient rates, increasing transportation distances and costs. No outdoor storage of manure or litter will be permitted. Regulations will prohibit application to frozen ground and will increase setback distances near streams, wells, drop inlets, and homesteads.
This thing works good. If you watch the video, you can see them tearing up what we call the cake. If you are familiar in the poultry industry, the cake, that's where most of your moisture is. If you're in the poultry business, you want to go ahead and dry your barn and litter save it, and you want to dry it, this thing will make ridges to put your litter through a sweat, which kills the pathogens in it. You take windrows like you see in the video, it works like a charm, and just take little windrows, and when you want to come back over the next day, just turn them back over to the other side. It chops the litter up, goes through the pathogens. Now I like to get it up to 135, 140 degrees. That's a little tricky. You got to watch it, make sure it don't get the charcoal which kill the pathogens, but it works good when you turn your litter back out. And it's hunky-dory time. It'll break the big clods up. There's some big clods if you've been around poultry. The cake gets a clod. If you can break them clods up, then it's just like sawdust going through. It'll feed through an auger or feed through a system better. I thought we could just take our skid loader and keep turning it. Well, in principle that works, but in actual sense it doesn't, because some of it gets blended, some of it doesn't. And you'll have chunks of manure in there where the compost turner will actually blend it, because it'll like a mixer. If you've ever been a mixer wagon, it'll mix everything up, or you can just take it out and put it in a scoop and then pack your pickup. It don't work the same. So it's well worth the money to do it. It's just, it's called, you can do it with a tractor or manure spreader and keep them turning around, but that time and money that you're putting in there may be a lot easier to put into this machine. If I can do it right the first time, then that's the way it's about to be a lot better. For turkey manure, it's usually 8 carbons to 1 nitrogen. So for every ton of manure, you're going to need 8 tons of carbon. If you keep turning it, you'll knock a lot of moisture out, but you won't get the heat built up to get the pathogens out. But if you're just trying to knock the moisture out, I'd say probably 2 weeks at the most. Put it in a pile for a sweat. You take 10 days if you put it in a pile and just leave it there. This is probably 28, 29% moisture, so it's going to knock it down pretty fast. Now if you hit some broiler barns and some layer barns that get real wet and dense, there's 60% moisture, which is going to take quite a bit, but that moisture also brings heat. When we built compost, we didn't have enough carbon with our manure, and we added 8 Well, we started adding cottonseed hulls and some other stuff, and man, it worked out great. Just a great deal with the cottonseed hulls and the sawdust and stuff like that. And it actually looked like it's something you'd take to the store, buy at the store. So I thought, well, if ours looks like it's the store and it works and grows everything, I'd say we did it right. I mean, eventually, you know, there'll be markets, because everybody's going to have to do it. The cattle, everybody that's in any municipality is going to have to do it. There's some in St. Louis are doing it because you just can't land apply it. You've got to make sure that everything's checked and balanced good. We're drying mostly in the houses. Now we do sell some. We're trying to broaden our markets with other deals. There's some people taking it from us and composting it themselves. We've had guys in gardens always. This is pretty clay ground around here. We put. I don't cut a rug doing it, but I sell